What up, Canes fans? Before we get started, just wanted to talk to you guys about the Tank Brewery real quick. The Tank is located in the heart of Miami in Dade County at 5100 Northwest 72nd Avenue. This place is awesome. I've been there. The beer is outstanding. The food is great. Whether you're watching the Canes game, the Heat game there with your buddies, you're having a guys' night out, or you're having a date night with the missus, it's a great place to hang out. So you can order online at thetankbrewingtakeout.com or call them at 786-801-1554 for delivery or pickup. And here's the thing. If you use the promo code TANK4SUP, you will get free delivery on game days. And so that is TANK4SUP, the number 4, not spell it out, but Tank 4S up. So go check out our friends at the Tank Brewing. They've been great to us. So take it away, Jordan.
All right. Also, we want you guys to check out our guy, Stickers by AB. That's at STICKERZ by AB. I've been ordering a bunch of stuff from him. We have a collaboration sticker that has our logo on it. So make sure you're checking him out. Give him a follow on Twitter. He's just a good dude, and he's helping us design our merch. So yeah, man, it's make sure you're supporting the good people that help us out here on Fours Up.
You're listening to the Fours Up podcast with your host, Marsh.
Good afternoon, Canes fans. It is the Fours Up podcast. It is Thursday, November 5th. It is game day eve. It's your boy Marsh reporting live from South Florida. And as always, I am joined by my wonderful producer and co-host, Jordan Nelson. Jordan, talk to me. How are we feeling? We got a game tomorrow. What are we saying?
Vibing, dude. I got my watermelon monster right here.
I tried it.
Yeah, how good is it? It's amazing, right?
It's very, very good. I had one this morning, and I'm still just jumping off the walls.
Yeah, man. I'm just I'm nursing this bad boy.
Yeah, but big game tomorrow. It feels like we have not played in a year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and,
it does.
And honestly, with everything going on sorry to cut you off, but like with everything going on in our country and all this shit, I need Canes football.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't just need Canes football. I need a W.
Dude, I need my Twitter account to be suspended or something. That's what I need.
Bro, I don't Twitter the last few days, man. Oh my.
I just need to delete that app off my phone. No, I mean not really, but you guys know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. It's been just a crazy, insane week, as you all know, with a little thing called this election, but I'm just ready for the game tomorrow. The only thing that sucks is that I'm getting used to this Eastern time zone. And like, for instance, today, the Packers are playing the Niners at 8:30.
Dude, that's stupid.
8:30. I'm going to watch the first quarter and then all right, guys, I'm retiring.
Time to pack it in.
Time to hit the hay.
Yeah, dude. I honestly think Mountain Time Zone is the best for sports.
Oh,
because there's nothing better. Yeah, like on Sunday, I roll out of bed at 10:30, so I got to sleep in. I'm all refreshed and recharged, and then by the time I get my pajamas on and eat like a PB&J or something, then the 11 o'clock games are starting. It's perfect.
Yeah, like friggin' this past Sunday, I had to wait till 1 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, it sounds terrible.
It's horrible. Like my whole day is shot.
I know, dude.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But we have a special guest coming on first. It's not a Canes guy, but it's a football guy. But before we get to that, Jordan, you want to talk to him about AB?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, make sure you guys are checking out Stickers by AB. He's our guy. I have some stickers actually in the mail right now headed towards my place. And make sure you guys are using the Fours Up promotion code. That is the number 4 SUP, and that'll give you 15% off of any of your orders. But yeah, make sure you check out his website. he's a big friend of the podcast. He's helping us design our merch whenever that comes out. And yeah, so shout out to AB and stickers by AB. So
absolutely. Kay, what do you say we get this going with our first guest?
Absolutely. Hello.
Oh,
Jeff, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good. So we now welcome on author Jeff Benedict. He just wrote probably my new favorite football book titled The Dynasty. Goes in depth about the run that the New England Patriots have been on, from 2001 to this past year. And as you all know, I am a huge fan of Coach Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. So, Jeff, thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. What made you want to write this book about the Patriots and get involved with this team?
I had just finished writing Tiger Woods' biography, and before that, I had done an autobiography on Steve Young, and I'm interested in people and organizations that are the best in the world at what they do. And to me, the Patriots has been the best sports franchise in America this century. And when I say this century, I mean since 2000. And I just was curious, like, how did they build this dynasty? How did they build the machine? And then secondly, how did they maintain it for so long? Because there's no dynasty in football that has lasted as long as this one. The Packers in the 60s, the Steelers in the 70s, and the 49ers in the 80s and early 90s, none of them were able to sustain the excellence as long as this organization. So for me, it was just great curiosity about how did they do it?
Yeah. And I'm the same way. I'm just I'm not a Patriots fan, but I became a Bill Belichick fan as I started to write about football and become more, interested in the sport and interested in what drives these winning organizations. So, I mean, the Patriots dynasty had started in 2001, basically when, they're coming off a 5-11 season, but they just signed Drew Bledsoe to, this big contract. He gets hurt, when they play the Jets, and here comes Tom Brady. How did Bill Belichick turn this into a winning organization? I mean, because when Tom Brady took over, the Patriots were 0-2 at the time. What do you think was the key component in getting the 2001 season started, and which eventually ended in that Super Bowl championship?
Well, I think there's a couple of things to go back to. Number one, when Belichick came to New England in 2000, he wasn't necessarily crazy about Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe was a superstar quarterback, and after Belichick's first year, Robert Kraft awarded Bledsoe with the highest salary in the NFL, a $103 million contract, which was a 10-year deal that would have kept Drew in New England until 2010. Think about that. 2010, Drew Bledsoe would have still been the quarterback. And so that tells you how Kraft felt about, and the organization felt about Bledsoe, but Belichick wasn't as crazy about Bledsoe. When he drafted Brady in 2000, it wasn't because he thought he was going to be this great superstar, but I think he saw things in Brady that no one else saw. And by the start of the 2001 season, so going into Brady's second year, after that training camp, Belichick was convinced that Brady was the ideal quarterback to start for the Patriots, but he couldn't do that because he had the superstar there that was making all this money. So when the injury happens to Bledsoe a couple weeks into that season, it's an opportunity for Tom to step in and to play. And he performed extremely well under the circumstances. And I think it made it much easier for Belichick to stick with him once Bledsoe was cleared to return medically and play later that year. And I think what's so important here for people to realize is the great debate about who's more important to the dynasty. Was it Belichick or was it Brady? I think what is apparent is that it's both of them. In other words, neither one of them, I think, would have had the success level that they had in New England without each other. And I think without the ownership of Kraft. Kraft is that third leg of the stool that never gets talked about. And I can say more about that later. But I think here, what you see is that it's not just Belichick's system. It's the fact that it's his system in the hands of the greatest quarterback that's ever played the game. I mean, and that's the part about Brady that's so intriguing, is that he bought fully into the idea that in the NFL, a lot of games are lost by mistakes that players make, self-forced errors. And Brady was different than Bledsoe in the sense that he wasn't a gunslinger. He is not a high risk taker. And he understood early on the importance of avoiding the sack, throwing the interception, trying to force things that weren't there. And so often the Patriots would not beat themselves, and they would capitalize on the mistakes that other teams made that enabled the Patriots to beat them. And I think that was Brady was so mature in that sense that he was understanding and buying into this philosophy of Belichick's at a very early age. He didn't learn it when he was 30. He learned it when he was a rookie.
So I do want you to go a little more into Brady, if you would. And the reason why is because I've always had a hard time understanding the mental and emotional makeup of Tom Brady. He doesn't have this, well, at least from the surface, it doesn't appear that he has the same type of like killer instinct that a guy like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant does. It's not visual as much as other characters in sports. And he's never really, I mean, I guess I've never considered him an elite physical specimen. It's not like he has the biggest arm. He's not overly athletic. And also, he doesn't, I don't know, he never came off as Peyton Manning, as the field general type of stuff. So if you wouldn't mind explaining how Tom Brady kind of didn't really have any of these classical components that we view, at least on the surface level, and has turned his career into, like you said, probably the greatest career in NFL history for a quarterback.
So I would actually say, not to be argumentative, but I would actually disagree with you on the things you just said. First of all, okay. I think he is absolutely possesses the same killer instinct mentality that you say Jordan and Kobe have. And by the way, I agree that they have that. He plays a different sport. He has a helmet on.
Okay. That's a great point.
Secondly, football is a game that is watched from a distance. Basketball is a game that is watched from intimate, close proximity. When you go to a basketball game and you sit courtside, you can see the sweat dripping from Jordan's chin. You can hear everything that he says to his opponents, the taunts, the trash talking, you can see the whites of his eyes when he's glaring at an opponent. When you go to a football game, you can't hear anything that Tom Brady is saying on the field. You can't hear the things that he screams at Ray Lewis in the bottom of the pile when Lewis is on top of him and they're shouting F-bombs at each other and screaming. There's so much that you can't see and feel in an NFL game. But if you talk to the players who compete alongside Tom and compete against Tom, I think to a man, the defensive players that play for the Ravens and the Jets and the Giants, and they'll all tell you he has lethal killer instinct. He has this, it's the exact opposite of what he possesses when he is not between the lines. Tom is a very buttoned up, quiet, almost meek kind of guy when you see him not in his uniform. But the minute he puts on his uniform and steps on the field, he is a very different human being. And there's like nobody, I think, in the NFL that possesses the desire, the drive to do what it takes to win like him. So that's the first thing. The second thing, when you talk about the physical specimen and the athleticism and all that, here's what I would say. I don't think there's anybody in football that is as